Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. But before we go ahead and do that, I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. We have enough time to cover that early action after introduction. Starting off with the easternmost player on Team 1 in Rust. It is Earth going first land as a UEF. He is a 1,000 rated player. He is the lowest ranked player on Team 1 and in the game overall, but he is going first land. To his northwest in Amethyst Purple is Ross Boys 3 going first land as an Aeon. He is an 1100, and again, he's going first land. To his southwest, another first land player here for Arima. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 at 2,000 rated. Also is the highest rated overall in the game by actually at least 300 rating points compared to his teammate of Excited. He is in Royal Blue, and again, he is a Seraphim. In the middle map here for Team 1, it is Freshie going first land as a Cybern. He is a 1,600 in Batman Gray going first land. And in the rear slot, we have Excited going first land as an UEF. He is a 1,700, the second highest rated player in the game overall. And he is in Parby Pink as a UEF. And last but not least, for Team 1, the man responsible for the coloration of the names on the scoreboard, it is Lemarte. Maybe it's French and you don't say the S going first land. As a Seraphim, he is in Emerald Green as a 1,500. So for Team 1 side of things, they have all of the races represented with a dual major in Seraphim and UEF technologies. So 1 Aeon, 1 Cybern, 2 Seraphim, and 2 UEF. Starting off with the southwesternmost player on Team 2, it is Rekather going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1,600 tied for the highest rated player on his team with Sanoman in the east. He is going second and third land in the corner over there, and he is in Laddish Red Pink at a 1,600 rating. To his southeast, it is Hyper 2001 with the best color and UEF, not UEF, but faction combination of UEF in Forest Green. He is a 1,500 going first land. And in Snow White, we have Sanoman going first land, most likely second air as a Cybern. He is a 1,600. Gray winner's color. Something about gray going on in the chat. Since I think I need to play like 2,000. Gray winner's color. Apparently, gray is the winner's color. No idea what that's a reference to. But anyway, in the east, in Tropical Ocean Blue, we have the Cybern player of Dark Sand going first land as a 1,300 rating. And in the east, in Imperial Gray, we have Maximus Triple X going first land as a Seraphim. He is a 1,500. And in the rearguard air slot here for Team 2, it is Twitchy Mofo going first land as a Seraphim. He is a 1,400, and he is also responsible for the colorization of the scoreboard. He is in Pac-Man Yellow. So for Team 2 side of things, they do not have any Aeon technology, but they do make up for it with a dual major in Cybern, as well as a dual major in Seraphim and UEF tech. So almost exactly like Team 1's lineup, except they traded their Team 2 is quote-unquote traded their Aeon player for another Cybern. So let's see if that racial makeup wins the game here for Team 2, or Team 1 will win the game. Only one winner can exist. It's like Highlander. Only one will come out on top. Let's go ahead and look at the reclaim here. For 12 players on the map here, we have 17,000 reclaim. I mean, maybe it was probably about 18,000. Let's say it was 18,000, just to make the math in my head a lot easier. For 12 players, that is 1,500 or 1.5k mass per player. This game is never evenly distributed, but in a perfect world, it would be. And 1,500 is a lot to play with. Lots of upgrades, lots of facilities, lots of mass extractors, and of course, lots of units to churn out with that mass. Let's take a look at mass point layouts here, taking the cut of the map and looking at Team 2 side of things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trimex positions on Team 2 side of the map, with a lot of one-offs kind of dotted around their side of the map. Maybe you can call it a quad mix. I prefer it to be kind of like this. A little 2 extra dots, a lot closer together. Those 2 little mass points. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe you can call it a quad mix. I wouldn't be surprised to see Team 2 kind of, that's where their front line is right here, guarding those quad mechs. And we do see in the east there is a couple of mass points, couple of them just kind of isolated on the eastern and western edges, but there won't be a whole lot fought over. I would say maybe again the ones here and the ones here will be fought over, but that's probably about it. Both teams will have bases here, and then obviously in the west duplicated over here to protect that Trimex position. But again, I see a lot of back and forth going on this eastern and western side, and with the mass conversations out of the way, I'm going to speed it up and then go over to, let's say, Sano Man and get rid of that stupid visual glitch on my screen. It's not the most annoying thing on the planet, but it's definitely annoying if I'm trying to look at some information about, let's say, Hyper 1001, and there's 3 units blocking, how much mass he has incoming, or energy, or veterancy, or what upgrade, that kind of thing. I can't really see any of that information if there's stuff blocking it. So please, the FAF developers, if you can hear me through the ether, through the internet, please fix that. I would greatly appreciate it. And we do see, in terms of comms leaving their main bases, all 6 of Team 2's comms have either started to leave or have left their main bases. Team 1, we see 4 of the 6 have left. I wouldn't be surprised to see Freshy move. Maybe we won't see Excited move. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. But then again, he is air player, so that would make sense. He would sit there and eco up in his base. But it will give Team 2 a slight advantage. It looks like it's splitting down the middle. 3 comms to the west, 3 comms for the east here for Team 2. Team 1 does have 3 comms in the east. Team 1 only has 1 as of yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Freshy go in that direction to help assist his teammate on that. So I see, look, another stop. I don't want to see that right now. I'll just pick, just a player in the lineup. And again, this is a 6v6, so 12 players are going to be vying for supremacy, divided up into 2 teams. And it does look like Team 2 is being a little bit more aggressive. We see a nice line of units outbound here on the east side and the west side of things. This on the west side for Sano Man. Haven't seen any upgrades as of yet. Ticking over into the 5-minute mark of this game. This game is a little bit short of an hour. The recording will probably be a little bit more than that due to slowing down or whatever the case may be. But if you don't have any popcorn or drinks or any sort of sweets, maybe you're at, maybe you're watching dinner, you're eating dinner or lunch, or maybe you're at work, whatever the case may be. And if you don't have enough time to watch it, please hit it in your save for watch later playlist, and come back to it when you can enjoy it, at your leisure. That's what is nice about VODs or videos on demand, that you can pause, go do something else, come back, and continue watching where you left. In live streams, you can kind of do that. Not really, though. You kind of, it just depends. It just depends if the live stream is saved later on or not. And I know some people that do, some people that don't. Anyway, 2 T2 upgrades being built here by Team 2. We have Lamartez and we have Urf going for T2 at 6 minutes. I haven't seen any guns being upgraded yet here for either team. Kind of interesting. More of a defensive play. Oh, literally, I had to say something, and 2 players on Team 2 almost, at the same time start gun upgrades. They're both speed and range upgrades. Maximus is a Seraphim, and Sentiment is a Cybran. So they get the speed and range. The UEF gets the damage and range, and then the Aeon gets speed or range. They can do both, but it takes up 2 slots versus it being just a 1-slot upgrade. Very interestingly, we see Arima, the highest rated player on Team 1 in the game overall in Royal Blue, pushing forward with his comm over here. We do see Freshy going to come in maybe to assist him as well. He does have a naval facility online. It'll be very interesting to see if he does go for those T2 cruisers for the Seraphim that do have those missile launchers on board. Pings do go down. I don't know if that's up by Team 2 or Team 1. Probably by Team 2. They can see a unit in the water over there due to that radar system, couple of radar systems nearby. But Arima is going to pop out of the water here and going to start assaulting this position. There is a radar that was almost finished, but that's not going to finish. So definitely disappointing for him in that regard. It does look like units are starting to be built up here on this western side to pincer maneuver against Lamartez in the west. Counter maneuvers going on here in the east by Team 1's Earth. And we do see gun ranged upgrade being built very, very quickly here for Ross Boys. But I'm very much interested to see how this goes for Arima. Arima pushing in, going after some reclaim for these T1 Mechs that he killed off. And will now start to retreat back into the water. He probably should get out of dodge sooner rather than later. Engineers coming in trying to build a T1 PD to prevent some escaping into said watery gray or watery environment. If Arima doesn't get there, he might not be around for very long. But Fresh is coming in to assist with DPS and taking out those units as well for some nice veterancy. Arima almost up to 1 veterancy, and Freshy a quarter of the way to his first little medal on his chest for breastplate or whatever you want to call it, for chest armor. There's another word for it. There's another word for that, like piece of armor that's like on your chest. Maybe it is just breastplate. Anyway, Sandalman coming in to assist with his gun upgrade. That got finished actually pretty quickly. And Arima is falling below 50% of his hit points. He does have 1 rank in veterancy, but he's being body blocked constantly. Freshie will pop back out of the water to assist. Arima dropping below 2,000 hit points, is constantly dropping now below 1,000, below 500. Gets a 2nd rank in veterancy, it looked like, and then he dies. Team 1 loses their highest rated player. That's got to hurt. Team 2 will get a nice advantage here. They're at 6v5 in favor of their comms left alive. Nice play, man, says Arima. And that, I mean, Arima charged in, probably should, and when he had noticed all those units were coming in, probably should have just retreated back in. Probably wanted to get more veterancy. I don't blame him in that, but just got overwhelmed and being body blocked constantly definitely did not help. It does look like a couple, it looks like that PD will continue to be built, but kind of sit there for now. Units actually inbound here from Team 2 Sandalman, moving northward. There's 1 T1 PD, that's it. There's not a lot of defenses. It does look like Lamartis is building some PD for some frontline defenses, trying to cut off any sort of maybe piercing maneuvers, which is exactly what's happening here, coming out from Sandalman. And a separate attack outbound in from the east from Darsan, doing that exact same move he did earlier on. And it does look like Team 1's Earth being forced back into another kill box here. The comm of Maximus charging forward with his gun comm, coming in for Earth's gun and T2 comm, very interestingly. 14,000 hit points versus 11.5k, so the advantage in that regard goes to Team 1's Earth. Those units are going to break on through. That 1 PD is not enough to hold off those units. There's a couple of Medusa in that group as well. Uttashaudas have been built, but they're not covering it just enough, which means those units will break on through. Little fake rating says why I thought we can do the same. Don't know what's going on between Rekather and Arima. They're having some conversation about ratings or the fact that Arima died because it's mass blocker. I have no idea what's going on, but I can't. Would I not kill the highest rated player and kill the? I mean, I would agree with that. You would want to kill the highest rated player on the enemy team, because why not? Like, why wouldn't you do that? That would make sense to me. But a lot of T2 units now on the cards here for Team 1's Freshie. And that's coming out very, very quickly. Some Ilshis as well. That's going to be a very dangerous army here for Team 1's Freshie on this eastern side. Freshie, I think, just splitting his attention between the east and the west. And Team 1's player of Lamartis is holding off 2 players on Team 2. That is huge for Team 1, especially with the departure of Arima earlier on. We do see Earth actually pushing on this eastern side as well. The Team 1 doing a great job of pushing back. Usually when you lose a player, especially as high rated as Arima early on, the natural tendency is to retract inward like a turtle shell and just kind of essentially turtle up defensive mode, that kind of thing. The other team usually goes in a little more aggressively, but this team goes, nope, we're not doing that. At least on this eastern side, and goes, we're just going to counterattack, don't care, just full send it. And it does look like it is working for them, at least on this eastern side. Western side's kind of just back and forth, kind of just hanging out, shoot some pot shots, that kind of thing. Cruiser is online in the middle here for Team 1's Freshie that was built by Arima, and that got upgraded very, very quickly. T2 Navy finished right around the same time that T3 Air was finished for both teams. So both teams have access to T3 Air technology. I think it's only one player for now. And of course, as the time goes on, another player usually joins the air ranks just to assist in either ASF production or what have you. But Team 2's Darsan is being surrounded by Ilshis and some Wagners and some Yenzin, and that is going to be a kill on Team 2's player. There he goes. And now he's out of the game. Team 1 and Team 2 tied back up with 5 comms remaining. I do like the triad up here on this upper plateau, being able to shoot down a little bit. Would have liked to see it a little bit closer so we can arc a little bit better, but it's still better than nothing here. So Irv is doing a great job at turtling up in the AKC. This one's a lot better. It's a little bit closer to that edge so he can shoot and take out some stuff coming in from that western side. And Team 1's Ross Boss 3 does have advanced range, speed, and shield, and he is pushing with his commander. Does have a couple of shields trailing him, those asylums, but he's doing a very good job in pushing Team 2 back, especially with the little discombobulation of Darsan's departure there. Speed and range going down here for Twitchy Mofo. He'll probably come in and move into the east to assist with defensive measures. Maximus is retreating in the face of that comm, and then he just goes right back, being, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should just go forward. But Team 1's Freshie has some Wagners online, moving just straight down that water section. He's going to start ripping through Team 2's, I wouldn't say main base, but the center line would probably be the way that I would phrase that. A couple of T2 Mechs, couple of T2 facilities producing those Rhinos to defend. And Rhinos, again, 1,900 hit points versus 1,200, but you can see the Wagners together doing a decent job of taking out those Rhinos. Those Rhinos, you know, they are good. They're not bad, but, you know, can't really underestimate, you know, a couple of squads of those T2 units. You know, Ilshis, Pillars, whatever the case may be, couple squads can do a decent amount of damage. And Team 1's Earth pushing back with a nice grouping of Pillars, Mongeese for range. He's trying to keep them at range. Love to see that. Mongeese are very weak. You know, 650 versus the 1,500 Pillar HP. There's even some Ilshis in there for Maximus, but they're being ripped to shreds by that combined force. Would like to see some AA in the mix, but besides that, he's doing very well. Maybe even a T2 mobile shield as well. But those Wagners doing a great job. Only killed off a couple of Mexes, though, but they're trying to get into the rear here against Team 2's air player of Hyper 2001. They're going to kill off a decent amount of mass and slow that expansion of that air grid, giving Team 1's air player of Excited a little bit more time to either build up or just produce a bunch of ASF. Neither player going for bombers. I don't really see that anymore, but a transport outbound here from Sandalman coming in to assist with defensive measures. He knows that it wouldn't be great if his air player, you know, his facilities went down, but it does look like Sandalman will be able to deal with most of those units pretty well quickly. The Wagner's trying to target the PGen, but 9,000 hit points is a decent amount to chew through, and with some triads being built for layered defenses over there, it's not going to go well. But look at this. Team 1's Earth is just pushing that eastern edge further and further south. Units for Freshie coming in to supplement those units as well. And he's going to go straight for it. And there are 4 T2 Mechs almost fully ringed. Actually, 5 of them fully ringed, plus an additional couple others. So that's a lot of mass to lose here for Twitchy Mofo at 15 minutes. Twitchy Mofo is producing the most mass on his team. Team 1, of course, Freshie has 2 bases, so he's naturally producing the most. But in Team 2 at 129, that mass is going to slowly fall. That's a lot of units. I wouldn't probably send that many units. Probably just keep a couple of Pillars and some Team 1 artillery down here to take out all these units and then send them back with the main battle group. And there are a couple of more Wagners coming in here for Team 1's Freshie. Team 1 just sending in all of those T2 hover tanks slash amphibious tanks, depending on the technology available to that specific faction. Where we see those cruisers pumping out those missiles. Team 2 trying to get those defenses online. Zappers, a good counter to missiles. They can see one-shotting those missiles very, very nicely. They do not have access to volcanoes, which are the best TMD, but, you know, they do with what they have. And those Wagners just coming and taking out a bunch of engineers. But Team 2's Twitchy Mofo does have T3 Othams online is producing them actually relatively quickly, churning those suckers out. And not Twitchy now falling into 81 mass, so it's lost 40, actually probably 50 mass here. Team 2 Sentiment being the support in the sky here. It's a Cyber Commander on a UEF transport, and it's dropping in right in the head of those units. Gonna get some nice veterancy. Don't know where that overcharge was going. Does have Nano on board, so 90 hit points a second. He's going to be perfectly fine against T2 units. The bulk of those units actually going down here from the south. A couple of Othams are dealing with them one at a time, which is a great encounter. Great encounter? I guess that is encounter. Great setup here for Team 2. Team 2's Othams. You can see, again, one at a time is a lot better than the entire army at one time. We do see some engineers being thrown over here to scoop up that mass and rebuild those facilities. And Team 2's Twitchy Mofo did fall below 80, so it was at 128, dropped 50 mass. That's a ton of mass to lose. He is going to be able to recover, but Team 1 is taking that advantage in spades and just slowly forcing Team 2 further and further back. In the west, still same thing it's not really changed on this western side. The Martis is still holding out against Team 2's. It's mainly just Readjusting at this point. Sandman more focused on defensive measures and kind of hop, skipping, and jumping over there in the south. Does look like Freshy's going to pop himself into the water for some protection, and Excited as well. So 2 comms hiding into a nice little pond up there. Got to watch out when you double or triple up with comm hiding one, next to another. One nuke kills multiple players, so just got to watch out for that. It's not the best situation. If that's all you got, then that's all you got. But just got to watch out for it, kind of thing. Rossboss still pushing forward, almost at 4-star veterancy. He's about to get that. There he is. He's working on his 5th one. Team 2 constantly being pushed back, especially with those missiles raining in over here from the water situation. The shields are holding, but those missiles are starting to be enough, and especially with Rossboss right here, he can easily take out that T2 shield, and then these facilities are dead in the water. And he's not stopping. Sandman now dropped on the front line to assist, and he'll be able to deal with most of these units with Twitchy Mofo's help, but I think the damage will be done. Ross Boss should be going... Ross Boys. I keep saying probably Boss. Ross Boys going after this position. Somebody in the comment section is like, his name is not Ross Boss. It is Ross Boys. It's one. You're saying it one letter off, and it makes a difference. But it does look like there might be... No, ASFs as of yet going to push into the middle. Team 1 being a little bit more aggressive and pushing those in. A nice couple of wings outbound of T1 bombers going after TMD. Trying to go for some missile snipes here from Readjusting, which means he does have... Yep, there they are. Missile launchers are inbound. Where are they going is my question. There is still some TMD online. Those are just going for it. Look at those things. More inbound. Going after the T3 land headquarters, it looks like. One does make it. It would have needed 3. Does look like some more TMD is going to be built. But it's not going to do enough damage, unfortunately, here to take that out. It would have definitely slowed the advancement of those units, and Lamardis is actually going to counterattack with his own units. And Ross Boys has pushed both of these comms of Sanoman and Twitchy Mofo back. Sanoman at 3-star veterancy, and 5-star veterancy has been achieved by Ross Boys' commander. There are some sniper... I thought that's... Yep, there are a couple of sniper bots underneath that shield for Team 2's Maximus, but Ross does not care. He's just going to send them in anyways. T2 mobile missile launchers being spammed up here for Earth, being able to, again, attack at range and going after those defenses. There is one artillery, and it's going after that fire base up there. And T3 Othams being just dropped onto the front lines against Ross Boys, and that's not going to... he should be fine. It will definitely force him back. Those sniper bots are going to get a rude awakening here. One of them already killed off. PD coming in to fire and assist with this. Ross Boys is going to build... Ross Boys. I thought I said boss, but it is boys. Building layered defenses here. Nice PD line here. Would like to see maybe a couple back here just in case. He does have one T1 PD. That's not really going to help him out. But missiles still raining in here for Team 1. And this has been a nest of activity here. Team 1 using the AA coverage of those cruisers to protect those ASFs here. Team 2 can't come in and try to attack those without getting shot at by that AA cover. So great move combination here by Team 1. And Team 1's Alarm Marauders has actually pushed back Team 2 slightly, at least at a minimum. Does look like Rickathur's still producing a bunch of facilities. I'm going to go for some engineering stations for build power. Team 2 is losing ground on both sides of the map, and they're being pummeled by missiles constantly in the middle. That's not looking good here for Team 2. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Team 1 collectively is producing 1.1k mass per, actually 1.2k mass per second. It's kind of hopping back and forth in that line. Team 2, 950, so about 150, maybe 200 mass more than their opponents. Team 1 versus Team 2 in that regard. 5 comms still alive here for both teams. And Team 1 owns more than 50% of the map, with missiles raining in constantly here from this naval little pond here in the middle of the map. So again, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I'm just grateful, and of course, please share this video with anyone and everyone, especially your pets who would enjoy this. Not just FAF in general, but RTSs, real-time strategy games, all that sort of thing. Please share this video. It's one of the ways that more people get introduced to the game, and hopefully the player base grows and grows because of it. And we do see those missiles are just, they're not stopping. Look at this, they're just not stopping. T3 Mechs is now under threat here. And I mean, every missile that hits does 500 damage, so about 4 or 5 more missiles. That's DED. And Team 2's Maximus is getting a nice fire base here. He is holding out lots of TMD, lots of PD, a couple of Authams, a couple of the shield generators. Maximus will be fine here. He has to deal with this threat in the east from Earth. Earth has actually relocated most of his forces to this side of the map and is raining in against some engineers. The engineers just kind of just running around. Maximus is going to build a wall of protection to mess with that pathing here for Team 1. Those ASFs now protecting the comm of Hyper 2001. Oh, got paused again. BRB2. Okay, I do appreciate the fact that most players are pretty fine with, oh, yeah, you know, a little pause here. There, it does give him a little bit of a break. But those units are inbound after Maximus's comm. There are Titans versus Authams, and honestly, I'm going to go with the Authams and the Ilshis most definitely. Not just because of the numbers, but just because if these were Percys, maybe. But Titans, no. It's the amount of firepower coming off of the Authams with the hit point combination is not good for Titans. You can even see more and more units coming online. Santa Man bringing his own bricks back to assist with defensive measures. Earth has lost most of those frontline units and having to retreat. He's actually retreating all the way back to his main base. We are starting to approach that SMD nuke scenario here. About 25 or so minutes. I don't see that on the cards here for either team. I'm looking for main bases. No. Chicken looks like it's about to be started here pretty soon here for Team 2's Maximus. Team 1 probably should be, yep, there it is. They are building their own experimental. It is a chicken outbound from Fareshi. Kind of surprised to not see a monkey, but he's building a chicken instead. I don't know. The advantage of the chicken is even if it dies, it's still, you know, it has the ion storm, so it still does more damage after it's killed. But I don't know. I like the monkey lord. I'm kind of partial to it, so I just love seeing him run around in packs. I think there was one game I casted, there was just 8 of them lined up. They weren't super microed very well, but just seeing 8 monkey lords lined up was just very intimidating. They were facing off against Colossus, so that was very fun. You know, essentially a laser versus a laser. But Team 2 already has a chicken online here for Maximus. Maybe that is his main production line back there. The chicken coming out from Freshie is done. It's being hurried to the front line. I'm assuming, yep, the chicken is going to go after those cruisers, and those cruisers got to move or they're just going to be killed very, very quickly due to the AoE cannons on board that chicken. Team 1 still pressuring this eastern side here against Team 2, and now Santa Man back on a transport going back to his main mass producing facility, dual ringing those mechs. You have some Titans here in the west here for Readjusting, and those cruisers are falling back a little bit in the face of that chicken. It looks like Team 1 definitely knows about it. Yep, they can see it. There are some destroyers online. Team 1's got to move those. Oh, one cruiser down. Gonna move those. Sorry, one cruiser down, one destroyer down. Second cruiser down. As long as the chicken's main weapons are above the surface of the water. Oh, it's going to take out another one. Yeah, it's not looking good. I think that chicken's going to come out of the water and then turn around and go after that T2 Naval headquarters. But there's a chicken over here to the east. Pings do go down to say, hey, there's something over here. You got to go after it. Team 2's a little bit more focused on going after this. Team 1's a little bit more focused on going after the land sort of things. This was mainly just a distraction and annoyance. It's not going to be the end-all, be-all of plays here for Team 1. It could be. Highly unlikely, but it could be. But, again, highly unlikely. Nice couple squads of sniper bots here for Team 1's Aeon player of Ross. And that's going to be a lot of damage. The chicken does get out of the water just enough to be able to go after the facility. Facility still not down, has 10 hit points left. Just breathing on it will kill it. And the chicken still not turning around, starting advanced region or a message, an automated message from Twitchy Mofo. He's finished the standard ore, I should say, not the original one. But T2 Naval Headquarters does go down, and most of those cruisers are down with them as well. T2 gunships nearby. Pings do go down here, saying, hey, there's stuff over here. And that does, I mean, there is a broadsword coming in. That's going to do a lot of the damage. The stingers are just going to be stinging and being annoying. But more and more stingers coming in. That's a couple, I'd say that's a squadron, almost 2 squadrons there. ASFs will come in and protect them against some interceptors. Team 2 looks like they might engage. It might be the first ASF fight. A nice another wing or so of gunships is inbound. The chicken is forced back into the water, sub 50% of its hit points. Does have some nice ranking veterans. He's got 2 of them. The chicken cutting through that front line here for Team 2's Maximus. And it's just the chicken and some sniper bots. That's it. And that is ripping stuff to shreds. Artillery is inbound. Those sniper bots are coming into range of the PD. And now the main brick force here from Santom are going to force that chicken back once again. And the sniper bots, of course, can fire while moving. So that is a huge advantage in that regard. The chicken does make it back to friendly territory here for Team 2. I do like, I wish these were T3. A couple of them are, but they're mainly T2 Stingers. I feel like Excited probably could have waited for T3. It's nice to have them for rapid deployment situations, but I don't think it's that. Stingers aren't great. They're just not. I don't enjoy using them. I'd rather use T1 bombers in that regard. Black kills them a lot easier just because they don't have a lot of hit points and they don't move back and forth very quickly. Chicken is being beat down here by the bricks and a sniper bot underneath shield coverage, and the chicken is at almost below 2,000 hit points. There it goes. He does fall. And the sniper bot is still alive somehow, but a Corsair comes in, tries to kill off that chicken, but it doesn't. The sniper bot gets it, and that mass will be on Team 1's doorstep pretty easily. And Team 2 is fighting back on this western side. Team 1 does have another chicken online in the west. Another chicken online here for Freshie. Should be another chicken somewhere. Yep, there's one right here. And one running around here in the east. So 2 chickens online in the east with a third one in the water. So Team 2 producing a lot of experimentals. Readjusting, do you have? Yes, he does have a fat boy. I answered my own question. Sandman skipping the monkey, going straight to crab, and hyper going for a fat boy as well. There is starting to be some semblance of an air grid here for Twitchy Mofo. Start building Sam's, guys, says Darth Sand. I mean, yeah, it's always good to have T3AA. Just because, you just got to have it, regardless if you have air advantage or not. But I do like this couple lines of AA in the rear here for Earth. He's trying to be very deliberate with his defenses, trying to protect his SMD, because he's not necessarily on his lonesome on the eastern side, but he's not really compacted together like it is in the west side of things. For Team 1, of course, it's the flip-flop scenario here for Readjusting on the west side of things. But Team 1 bomber spam trying to take out those T3 units. There are some Ilshis in there, some T2s as well, but mainly the focus is on those T3s. That Autumn has seen better days, and Bricks leading the charge with a lot of engineering support from Sanoman. Those were definitely handed over to Team 2's Recruiter by Sanoman. And an ASF fight over the top of that pond, and those broadswords probably should get out of there. Team 2 looks like they have the numbers. Both of them will make it out. The turns, it was barely out of range. The broadswords, they had time. They didn't give it. ASF's come back once again, and more T3AA is being built here by Team 1. But, the turns. Oh, that's a lot of ASFs dead for both teams. Oh, it might just be dead even. There's a couple of... Oh, that's got to hurt. I'm making really interesting noises here. Team 2 loses air. I don't even know if they had it technically to begin with, but Team 1 doesn't have air dominance. I don't classify having 20 or so, actually. Having 45, that's close to air dominance. It's not necessarily dominance entirely, but it's getting close to there. Chicken versus chicken fights, 2 versus 1. Autumns and Harbingers leading the fight. They're going to walk right into an Ion Storm. That's not going to feel good. And Chicken's trying to avoid that Ion Storm, ripping through those T3 units. Shields and defenses be picked away here by Team 1. Sniper bots assisting with that, of course, as well. There's a nice little brick wall. These defenses are they're not nothing, but they're definitely not what they were. Artillery raining in T3 mobile artillery. The Serenities outbound here from Ross. That's going to take out a lot of defenses here. I love how there's one chicken up top and one chicken down below. But there is a not super wounded chicken, but a decently wounded chicken here for Team 2's Maximus coming in to defend once again. But against a fully health chicken with a couple of PDs, I'll definitely side with this chicken here from Team 1. And it's close to its first rank in veterancy. Same thing here for the chicken outbound from Team 2. That chicken will die. And this chicken here from Team 1's Freshie is just going to keep pushing, trying to avoid the Ion Storm. The Ion Storm mainly going to hit the second chicken. And now these defenses are completely gone. Even if the bricks kill off the chicken, most of them will also be killed off. This frontline position is gone. Team 2 is losing territory once again on the eastern side. And Team 2 not getting a lot of progress or mileage out of their efforts here in the west. One Fat Boy and one chicken are dead. Second Fat Boy firing at the second chicken. Don't see any efforts to end the game currently in terms of game enders or massive T3 artillery, nukes, that sort of thing. Oh, no, never mind. There is a nuke. It is coming online here for Team 2's air player of Hyper 2001, and it's going to be ringed by some T2 P-gens. That's going to definitely assist the loading on that missile. Does Team 1 know about it? No. Team 1 does not know about it. They will soon if they haven't, obviously it has to be built and loaded, but they will soon. But SMD coverage is actually decently good. There's one here protecting the base here for Lamartis. His front line isn't defended, but the air grid is also defended. There's actually a separate SMD back here for that section of the map. We have one here, and one here. So essentially the frontline positions for both sides are open for nukage, but besides that, that's pretty typical though. You don't invest a lot of mass and energy into putting an SMD there unless you really, really, really want it. But that's a want, not necessarily a need. But with 3 chickens online here for Team 2 and a crab and a Fat Boy, that is a lot of firepower Team 1 has to contest with. Team 2 still has that one Fat Boy. Chicken in defense is getting shot at by some Percys. The chicken will be fine and get some nice veterancy out of it. Already at 1. Fat Boy is taking some hits, though. I think that's by T2 artillery, it looks like. I don't see any. Maybe, they're over here. They're over here to the east. And that artillery is wrecking that Fat Boy decently well. I do love that Recruiter is building stuff on the back of that Fat Boy, building some Cougars, T3 mobile artillery. Would like to see some parashields, just specifically due to the fact that the Fat Boy is taking hits. And taking a decent amount of hits, to be fair. And again, Team 2 being very defensive. I love how 3 chickens are trying to just, ride the ride here. Oh, please tell me. Yes, the Percys are tall enough to shoot over. Some of them miss, but some of them don't. Some of the chickens can fire on the Percy. Some of them can't. Oh, slow AoE cannon comes in. And the chickens, not in the best scenario. There's a decent amount of Percies here. I don't know if they'll kill any of the chickens, but it's definitely going to hurt nonetheless. Team 1, do they have any plans to end the game? I haven't looked at that yet. Mass FAF farms going underway here for Freshie, as well here for Lamardist. Again, different strategies, T3 versus T2 variants of Mass Fabs. Air Grid, I don't see... Oh, no, that's a Quantum Gateway, so Rascoms. And yeah, there's no strategy to end the game. Massive chicken lineup, massive crab lineup here for Freshie. That's going to be a lot of experimentals if he does get to build all those. FAF are going to start pushing on this eastern side here against Earth. And Twitch and Mofo going to assist with that advanced ore region, coming in to assist the protection of those units. Very deadly thing, that Seraphim Commander, 35,000 hit points and no veterancy. So you can imagine the amount of hit points he's going to get if he gets the 5-star. 50%. That's 17,000 more hit points. That's a lot. That's a Seraphim Commander can become an experimental. It's essentially what that means. And it's pretty sparse here on this western side here for Team 2's Rekather. Rekather has another Fat Boy, but this one also died. The 2 Fat Boys have been killed off. And besides that nuke, I don't see any other things that would end the game. I do love the fact that there are 4 T2 gens kind of just hanging out here. It looks like there was a shield at one time. It was dismantled and then shifted over here. I do love that. I think I will steal that. Sorry, Hyper 2001. That's a super great strategy to just put the shield there to protect those T2 gens and then just move it over later. He's also going for a satellite. So again, he's definitely thinking about how to end this game. And Air Grid being flushed out here for Twitching Mofo. I don't see anything else. Chickens, more chickens, lots of chickens. In the east, that attack is still going on. Crab moving forward, assisting 4 chickens here for Team 2's Maximus with some brick support. There are 2 chickens in defense with 1 Colossus as well. Definitely will still side with the chickens for Team 2 in that regard. But Crab is being built decently quickly here. And if Team 1 can hold long enough, that might be enough for that Crab to come online. Squadron or so of broadswords are online going after the AA units here. Definitely the best strategy here coming out from Excited. Shoot the things that can shoot at you and then shoot at everything else. ASF's coming in to singe the backs of those broadswords. Team 1 and 2 not really wanting to go in an all-out air fight, but it looks like it will happen anyways. Hyper wants it. And there is a lot of AA in this mix. The Colossus does come in range of that Crab. That Crab will be killed off by the Colossus. Team 2 looks like they're winning the air fight. Some of them are, of course, going after the broadswords. Oh, the turns. The turns are definitely in favor of Team 2's Hyper, and that Crab does die off. There are some broadswords still alive. Chickens versus chickens. Oh, but the Hyper 2001's ASF leave, and Team 1 gets a nice engagement. That's got... Oh, wait, hold on. We see a departure. Usually when we see that happen. Rip Lamardis, kicking that fast. Well played. Looks like Lamardis had some connection issues, it looks like, so he... We'll have to dip out. Your teammate did it first. The dead guy, then your own teammate. Anyway, that's going to hurt. Team 1's going to lose another player here. It's going to be a 5v4 in favor of Team 2. And that chicken dies, that chicken dies, that chicken dies. And there's still chickens online here for Team 2 and 1. This one's severely wounded, though. And Team 1 still has air control. It was a nice attempt here by Team 2, but it just needed probably a couple more squadrons or so. Be able to really, cement that cement the win for them versus Team 1 getting it. Nuke is almost half loaded, and SMD is also loading next to it. Team 2 doesn't have any SMD in line of that defense. Oh, there's one over here. That is loaded. And that attack still going on. Fat Boy versus Fat Boy and Chicken here. Twitchy Mofo again using his comp very aggressively. 246 hit points, up to 38,000 hit points in total. Percy's coming in trying to assist, but there's a second chicken. Didn't even notice that second one. So there's 2 chickens in the Fat Boy versus 1 Fat Boy. The 1 Fat Boy from Team 1 focused on, looks like the chickens, but looks, I would probably try to take out the Fat Boy. Yeah, the artillery trying to hit the Fat Boy. And all those Percys are dead. Team 1 is losing territory very, very quickly on this eastern side. Got to rotate a Colossus or so. Looks like both of them are moving. That would be a great opportunity for Team 2's Xanaman to push forward with his units, but doesn't want to engage just in case. Team 1, do you have any sort of... Oh, there. Okay, well, you know, I have a Scathis. That'll work. And there are shields being built. Assistance coming out here from Excited as well to fuel that. Scathis being built quicker. Love to see that cooperation between teammates. A nice couple of squadrons of broadswords are moving in to assist. And again, this side is starting to fall here for Team 1. Team 1's Earth has done a very good job in holding off Team 2. And there's just a lot of firepower, and it's kind of hard to stop it. But there are units moving in. I would have loved probably to see Team 1's forces from Ross come this way versus come this way, because now it gives Team 2 a lot of room to retreat. If they came the other way, it would have been a lot easier to intercept them and, you know, again, bottleneck them essentially. Richimofo is coming in to, again, sit underneath some shield coverage and try to survive. Broadswords are inbound. ASF's coming in to protect Richimofo as well. Lots of AA in this mix, some flak and T3. That's not going to feel good, but 3 Colossi are en route, and those units will have to retreat here for Twitchy-Mofo. Scathis is in the yellow, above 25% completed here for Team 1. Does Team 2 know about it is the question. They don't know about it, but they could if those ASFs were just a little bit south. They see a lot of build power. Maybe they'll notice they're building something, maybe not. Team 2 does have the nuke. It is almost loaded. Does Team 1 know about it? No, they don't. They just know it's a structure, but that's it. So both teams don't know what the other team is planning. Artie, says Dartsan, Team 1 is building an Artie here from Excited, so he's doing double duty with the Scathis and the standard T3 artillery. Attack inbound once again from Maximus using the water. Maybe he went this way. No, he's going this way. And those broadswords are inbound. One chicken is down, and that second chicken is taking lots and lots and lots of hits here. Dual crab coming in. That's going to hurt. That chicken does not make it into the water, sadly, for Team 2. Crab versus crab, but there's a lot of brick support, but there's also a second crab coming in. Nuke is launching. Where is it going? It's going for the front line here for Team 1's Excited. That was once Lamardis' front line. That is not protected by any sort of SMD. 1, 2, 3 Fat Boys are inbound with satellite assistance. Second satellite and third are planned here for Hyper. The broadswords come in. They take out the first crab. The chickens coming in to assist as well. Both crabs are focusing on the second crab. That one is going to die, and now they'll focus on the crab support inbound here from Sanoman. And looks like some of those are going to be crushed. And, of course, as customary is, kaboom! That front line is gone. A huge hole torn in it. SMD, says Darsan. There is an SMD over there. So then looks like that might be the target here for Team 2. Take that out and take out the northeastern corner. And there's really nothing else vital here for Team 1's Ross Boys. Essentially, mainly, most of the vital defenses and offensive capabilities are in the middle, and a lot of the resourcing options for Freshie as well, just packed right there. Again, just want to point out, not the best place to put your T3 Mass FAF arms right next to your Scathis that's being built. Not the best idea. Not great. Not the best. Just not great. It's not a great idea. Essentially, it's a big, giant target being like, attack here, is essentially what you're doing. That Scathis is going to finish before 43 minutes. Oh, it's finished. Ooh, actually, maybe even before 42 minutes. And 3 Colossi cross the streams and are going after that first chicken. The first chicken is down. Twitchy-Mofo trying to assist it by healing it, but that didn't really go very well. And Colossi are moving in. One of them severely wounded. The second one, is down, so there's 2 more left online. Ravager Fire is in range and trying to attack that second chicken here. And the Fat Boy Fire is also in range to be able to take out some defenses over there as well. So Team 1 and 2 still kind of at an impasse here, but that Fat Boy doing a lot of that work here for Team 2. That chicken receiving a lot of unnecessary fire, but getting 335 hit points a second regen off of that commander. That's a ton of hit points, and Ravager's opening fire onto the commander itself. Does Team 1 can see him, so that is the main target. And Autumn's coming in. Earth is feeling the pressure here. He has to retreat, and the Colossus will move in and try to intercept the chickens before they get to that comm. Earth does have T3 and guns, so he has some survivability and is using his RASCOMs for defensive measures. Team 2 does look like they have their own artillery online. I think it's only T3, though. Hold on. I'm going to pause it just for a second. That Scathis fire is raining down. There it is. There's the Duke, and more of them are being built. So roughly around the time that Team 2 builds their own T3, Team 1 has their own... Oh! Oh! That's... Oh, see what I mean by having it right next to your Scathis? Is there goes all that eco. Oh. Ouch. That's just... Ouch. Pain. Pain is what that is. And in the east, Twitchy Mofo does get taken out by Team 1's defenses and units. We do see Ross getting the credit for that. And the chicken will die, and the other chicken will die, and the Fat Boy will die. Oh, the Fat Boy's... Oh, it's still fine. Did just produce a Percy. I don't know what happened with that. That was really weird. Is that Percy stuck? I wonder if that's Percy is stuck. Colossus is going to rain in and kill that. Nope, it's just going to be sucked up by that Colossus anyways. But the chickens will be able to eradicate, and maybe they'll hit that other Colossus. But Team 1 still has their Scathis online, but it's pain. Is that a second artillery? Oh, yeah, there's a second artillery online here for Team 2 Sanoman. So it's 2 T3 versus 1 T4. And I wonder where that Scathis is going. It looks like it's going for... Can we go to this now? Going for that 1 artillery outbound here from Team 2 Sanoman. The shields aren't great on Cybran shielding, so... But targeting, actually switching over to the line of units coming in from Team 2's Maximus. I mean, it's a lot of engineers. I don't know if it's really worth the effort, but taking out giant clumps of them, though, that's going to hurt. It's a crab versus a crab, but this crab has a lot of support from T3 bricks. That's a lot of mass in this northeastern corner for Team 1 to scoop up. How much mass in total is on the field? 450,000, 100+ thousand of it in that side of the map. That is half of a lot of, well, it's, you know, a lot of mass, almost half for a lot of other things. With 2 artillery raining down with 2 satellites, that Scathis is not feeling good here. Gotta get out of there. You're moving it actually out of shield coverage. That's not a good idea. And shields are getting popped back online, though. Where are you going? I think it's maybe it's a misclick. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Like, where are you going? Well, it's going to deploy again, but it was definitely very weird that it was, you know, on the edge, essentially. I don't know why it wants to be on the edge of the shielding, but why not? It's going to move again. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, Team 2 got a lot of time to build up more shielding because of that, though. I don't know if that would win the game here for Team 2, but it definitely doesn't help. The shields are down around the Scathis. Oh, is it going to be enough? Second satellite. Nope, shield pops back online. Artillery raining in. Scathis has to get... Yeah, that's probably the best spot is right here. No, don't deploy right there. Don't stop deploying. You got to keep moving. Oh, shields are still online. Team 2 having a huge comeback here. It looked like Team 1 was going to do a lot of, you know, have a lot of advantage with the map control earlier on, but Team 2 is fighting back. 3 satellites, more of them being built. Of course, we have a second Disruptor coming online. A second Duke is online right now, so 4 artillery soon to come online here for Team 2. I don't see anything else. Scathis raining. I don't know why it's raining over here. That's not really a huge issue. Either take out the Dukes or take out the Disruptor. That taking out Maximus isn't really going to do a whole lot. And now that Scathis now still underneath, not under shield coverage, and it's dead. Oh. That hurts. That's gotta hurt. But Team 1 still building their Duke. Epic Scathis Micro says Darsand. Very sad. Yeah, that's not... Definitely not. Don't know what happened with that Scathis movement, but does not look good here for Team 2. For Team 1 at all. Team 2 has that advantage. Teleporter now coming online here for Freshie. Does Team 2 have defensive measures? No. Actually, they don't here for Hyper 2001. That nuke almost loaded. It's killed off 66,000 mass. Hyper is perfectly fine with his defenses. And Disruptor's coming online again. There are no defenses. There's bricks. There's some AA defenses, but not ground defenses. In the west here for Readjusting, launch of engineering stations, but still no ground-based PD for teledefense. And now the artillery raining on top of Ross, boys. Oh, that's going to hurt. Takes one to the face, trying to get under shield coverage. Got to get out of there. Rascom's trying to do what they can for their commander. Lasers come in. Shield does pop back online to assist. That's going to hurt. 3 lasers on top of him with concentrated artillery fire. Oh, barely gets under 300 hit points. But even if he does, he needs to make it to greener pastures, and he's going to be stuck between. He probably should stand right here for dual shield coverage, but that's not. No, says Ross. No. Awasa bomber is going to be built here for Team 1. Team 1 needs to be scooping up that mass from that Scathis and funneling it into something else. A lot of support just for that comm. Looks like they've been given measures to do something else. Teleporter is coming online here for Freshy. Freshy, do you have a lot of eco? No, he doesn't. He has 31,000 power, but not have a lot of excess power, though. And with 4 artilleries online here for Team 2 and more on the way, that one Duke, even though it was done, does not go anywhere. And that might cement the win here for Team 2. Team 1 doesn't really have much in the way of other defenses. Actually, Team 2, this wasn't Team 1's, this was Team 2's. They did a counter T2 cruiser against Team 1. Again, that the gray was confusing me. I hear torpedo bombers, question mark? Or maybe strat bombers? Oh yeah, strat bombers in the west. ASF's trying to clear the way. They're going after those Dukes. There are a lot of Cougars moving into intercept, and those ASFs will just ignore those ASFs outbound from Team 1, and secondary ASF from Sanoman will come in and assist. All those strat bombers are dead. They did not get to any of their targets, unfortunately for them. And Team 1 doesn't really have anything left. Air grid is going down here in the north. In the east, the air... Oh, actually, there isn't an air grid. In the east, defenses are still online, but they're very minimal. And how is that teleporter going? Laser is almost done. And will he initiate the teleportation command? Probably should go for gun if he's going to do it. Now, I usually see telemasers going for gun. The regular gun, I should say. Nope, still hasn't issued the command as of yet. Probably trying to figure out where he wants to go. Could take out the disruptors over here. Could take out the disruptors over here. Mavor being built here by Readjusting, because why not? Would need scouts to see comms, says Freshy. I mean, he could get Hyper 2001. Does have a shield on board. Nuke launching here from Team 2. Where's it going? It's going for this front line. Couple of Colossi are moving in. And that's actually going to be a pretty well-placed nuke. It's going to take out at least most of the hit points on those Colossus. There is another one inbound here. And Strat Bomber's inbound here from Hyper 2001 going after Earth's comm. There are some AA defenses, and there's actually a decent amount of shielding protecting him. So he should be fine. Oh, just barely. The shield emitter goes down. If the Pigeon had exploded, that would be a kill. Nuke does land. Kaboom! Takes out a lot of hit points on those Colossus. Oh, those bombers are coming back, and the Pigeon will kill off. Oh, Earth. Maybe the reclaim order got off. I don't. No, that was definitely Pigeon related. That's gonna hurt. Does Team 1's Freshy teleport? Yes, he did. Where did he go? Hold on. He went down here to the south. He's going after the air grid. I mean, that's not the best thing to go after. Team 1 bombers being spammed up as quickly as they can be. And don't know if it's realistically the best move. He needs to teleport out there sooner rather than later. With the line array that Team 2's Hyper does have, he's not getting out of there. Satellite is overhead. He's dead. And there he goes. There he goes. Team 1 loses another player. It's a 4v2 in favor of Team 2. At this point, it's just an exercise in cleaning up. Coming to 50 minutes in this game. GG says in chat by Ross and Excited, which might mean they might just forfeit. Control K, whatever the case may be. Satellites overhead here for Team 2's Hyper 2001. We're approaching 50 minutes in this game. And artillery's raining in. We even have, I think that was is that a Hovertham? That is a Hovertham raining in. multiple artillery installations by players here. Recall says Ross. Sano Max give mass. And I was up bomber inbound. Oh, it's gonna take out a ton of those Rascoms. And Team 2 does end up winning the game. Team 1 ends up recalling out of there. I feel like for MVP, I mean, Sandman did a very good job of moving around and taking out any of those attacks, those run-bys outbound from Team 1. I feel like even though the micro for the air wasn't great, the lasers, the Novaxers were awesome. They took out a lot of that mass. They, again, constantly focused on that Scathis. Team 2, Sanoman and Rekithor also had artillery online, focused on that Scathis. And I don't know what happened with the Scathis moving, but definitely not the best point. Had the Scathis stayed in place, maybe it would have broken through the shields. I mean, I feel like Freshie should have focused the fire on one of the artillery emplacements and then the other one, not necessarily the one, taking out Maximus's front line. This did put a lot of pressure on the eastern side of things, but it wasn't the linchpin that held Team 1 together. Team 1's Excited had a lot of mass available to him, just couldn't really spend it as fast as he could. The air grid, of course, fell out of favor after the Scathis and Duke was killed off. The Nuke played a little bit of a role, killed 106,000 mass, but it wasn't the biggest ticket item. It's kind of hard. These three did a very good job together. I don't know if I can pick one individually. I did like the attack out from Twitchy Mofo on the eastern side with his comm with that region aura. He almost got it, just got killed off by the losses that came in. I don't know who to give it to, so I'm going to leave it up to everyone in the comment section to let me know who you think deserves the MVP MUP award. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you did. Also, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Share this video with your friends, family, pets, uncles, cousins, twice removed. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one.